Hey everybody, welcome back to Nuvidian's channel, and this one will be a bit different because we want to upgrade an application from Nuxt 3 over to Nuxt 4 very quickly. Let's go into how we built LiveVue.dev. At the time of recording, it's been over 9 months since I touched LiveVue.dev the last time. It's of course still online and still running as it should, right, autonomously. But we want to upgrade that application to Nuxt 4 so we can use it also for other videos that you maybe have seen already. If not, well, they're in the description if they're out already. To take a look at LiveVue.dev and what it actually is, it's basically just a website on LiveVue.dev that will show the streams that are going right now on Twitch and that do something with either Nuxt, Vue, or all of them. Right here we have all. If we switch over to Nuxt, we might see that, well, there is none. And for Vue, this is the only stream right now at that time. I mean, 10:30 in the morning. Well, that's fair. We also have different languages if there are some. So drop down. It is pretty simple, but it's fully like written in Nuxt and Nitro. And we want to have a look at the code base right now. And of course, upgrade the whole thing. All right, here we start. As we showed down here, it's a 9-month time since then, January 24th. Damn it, it's really been a while, beginning of the year. And our package JSON, we have Nuxt UI still in 3.0.0 alpha back then. Tailwind CSS, that's still fine. Nuxt 3.15, then Tailwind, well, the Vite plugin and normal Tailwind CSS. And then we go over to Valibot and beta and the latest Vue version. We have some overrides done here that we had to necessarily back then. So let's see what we can do. I think the first thing we can do is we can just check a very simple thing, npm outdated, to see what is actually outdated. And of course, Nuxt UI is in version 4 by now. Nuxt is version 4. Valibot is out of the beta. Vue got a little update and the rest is fine too. I think what I would start with, we start upgrading Nuxt, then we can start upgrading Nuxt UI, and then we do the rest, which is probably just an upgrade and removing the overrides. So, okay. The classic experience would be like pnpm dlx Nuxt upgrade, and let's see what it will give us. It might prompt us to say, hey, look, just upgrade to the latest version 3, which we, of course, then will politely decline and say, no, we don't want that. But in this case, okay, all right, we want to recreate or dedupe. That's our option here. We can just dedupe that. It's fine as we use pnpm. So let's do that. And we get straight away the latest stable Nuxt for the X release. Perfect. Let's see. The good thing is if we take a look while this is going on our nuxt.config.ts, we see that we already have the compatibility version v4 enabled back then. So we probably don't have to do that much in terms of upgrading as we were already on the Nuxt 4 trend here back then. So that's definitely something we can take a look at. Okay, upgrade is done. We take a look at the package JSON and we see here Nuxt 4.2.1 is installed. And Nuxt.config, not much changed. Let's give this a spin and just run pnpdev and have a look in the browser. And there we go. This is our localhost site and it is as it is before. We have everything that is all right here and necessary. So we're good to go. We can also have a look at the dev tools and see what's actually going on, if there are any errors, but that looks pretty fine. Okay, we had some hot module reloads, all good. So that seems all right. Functionality-wise, of course, we can click around. We see, okay, the cache was being hit. This is strange. First, no streams found, and then giving the update there. We might have a look into that, but it might just be the outdated cache. That's all right. We have the icons. It's fine. That should be the Vue one. That's all right. And then we have the Nuxt one, which we still don't have a loading state here, but that's for another time. That looks good. And then we get the content. Okay, so far so good. This seems fine. Now let's get to the next part, which is upgrading Nuxt UI. Before we do that though, of course, we want to remove the future compatibility version 4 here to make sure, well, that things run without it. It shouldn't matter too much given that this is the default then, but it doesn't hurt to actually have that applied or not. From here, the first thing we also want to do is we just want to do a commit, say chore move to Nuxt 4. What a nice rhyme. And next thing is, I want to take a look quickly at the assets main CSS because I remember there was an issue. Yeah, that's wonderfully linked here that somehow forced us to actually put in the static Tailwind CSS information there because I remember there was something in Nuxt UI. And by now it should be fixed. Let's take a look. And actually this has been reverted in Tailwind CSS 4.06, so it wasn't even a Nuxt UI issue. So glad to see that things should work as expected now. So we have to upgrade Nuxt UI and Tailwind, and then we should be good to go. All right, what we're gonna do besides finally having proper code completion and highlighting here is we just do import Tailwind CSS here. This is the first thing, should be good enough. In Nuxt config, we have Nuxt UI. That's fine. We don't need to change anything else here. We have our assets main linked here. That's great. And now we just want to bump Nuxt UI. And we could say, okay, let's bump it straight away to 3 and then to 4. But we are just a bit more courageous here and straight away bumped it over to 4.0.0. And now what I actually want to do as well is I want to make sure I get the latest Tailwind CSS version as well, and probably skip the overrides here because they were only necessary for the, well, workaround for Nuxt UI back then. So let's go with this. We also want to make sure this is at least 4.0.6, and probably, as we will just delete our log file in any second, it will be all right. So what we do is we do this and just do a npm install. Of course, we could just say like, yeah, let's bump them up manually, but given Vue should be the latest version, that's all right. Tailwind CSS, we want an update anyway. Nuxt UI, we want the latest 4.0.0, and we just upgraded Nuxt itself. It's pretty okay, given that our only leftover dependency is Valibot, and that's pinned. Usually I just recommend them like upgrading step by step, but that's okay. Vue.demi, yeah, we can build that. We don't necessarily need to because we don't use any Vue 2 things. So it should be even all right with not building it. And let's just start a dev server again and have a look at the site and see if something broke through the major version update. Of course, never hurts to also check out the changelog, see what's happening there. Obviously, let's take a look. Also, quick warning, yes, there will be a little flash of content because now things broke a little bit. So white content in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Yes, it doesn't really work as we expected it to work. So let's have a look at why this isn't the case. I'm more than sure this is just because of some major version upgrades. We can take a look at the console as well to see if we have any issues here. That doesn't look like, so that's at least great news. Let's see how we can fix that. Actually, the easiest to might start with is reverting back to version 3 for Nuxt UI and doing another PNPMI, mainly because that could just help us seeing, okay, is this something that we have to fix from the alpha version to version 3 or from 3 to version 4? So let's do this real quick, install that and take a look, because if we also have a look at the releases of Nuxt UI, we will see that Nuxt UI version 3 is still maintained. I mean, Nuxt 4 and 4.1 just came out last month. Right, so we have all the updates here. If we further scroll down, we also see you have 3.3.7 here. Good. Let's take a look at the website. All right, so take a look at the Nuxt UI releases for that to see if there were any changes. This is 4.0.0, so I guess we can like jump until, I guess like page 3 or something. 3.1. Okay, we're getting closer. 3.1, V2 as well, beta 2, beta 3. Let's go for version 4 here. Beta 1, oh wait, let's make it bigger here. Tailwind CSS made some breaking changes at 4.0.8, okay, again. So this was basically after this issue where things were fixed in 4.0.6. And it seems that for now you want to use theme static again. Okay, so let's, you know what, let's reintroduce that real quick and see if this will or will not solve our issue. If we just like reintroduce the fix again by just loading it like that. So instead of having just like this, we can copy it over, say we use theme static and we use Nuxt UI. And let's check out the website in this case and see if things changed or not. And surprise, okay, that worked pretty well. So now this will be the workaround. That seemed fine. We still have the data. Kirani Piebox building his capybaras game. Take a look. I mean, if it's built with Vue, that looks definitely interesting. Capybaras are great animals. Nevertheless, that's awesome because now we can just go ahead and go back to the code and try to bump everything back up again. So we just like go with V4 and have a look. That's why it always helps to read the release notes. Of course, if you jump up from an alpha version all the way to version 4, there will be things you have to take a look at. And that, especially if your bigger application is a bit bigger, you want to make sure to read them thoroughly and not just skip over them. Okay, and having another look at the website, this seems to look good. Yeah, that works. We have the toggles, we have the dark and light. Sorry if I didn't warn you all here. We have the language filters, which don't make much sense because there's just one language for now. And this seems all right. So that's in a good spot. Of course, we want to go back here and just say upgrade to Nuxt UI 4. Didn't seem too crazy for that. And then eventually we also want to move Valibot out. I wonder why exactly did we install Valibot? We parsed, oh right, true, yes, the streams and everything. We had them on the back end when we actually hit these things. Okay, let's see. We don't need this event handler request. That's great. We can remove it here. There are a few things we want to clean up anyway, but now let's focus on upgrading Valibot. We just go for, well, 100 at least. There we go. Also here, we just do another PNPMI to satisfy our constraints. And that should solve a few things. Also, we want to read the release notes thoroughly to make sure we don't miss anything. But if I remember correctly, from the beta over to the eventual stable release, nothing of what we used here, which is basic operations, really changed. So that's good news. It is interesting that the Tailwind plugin here is somehow complaining, but that's all right. We can ignore that here for now. Set yes, expect error, plugin types, question mark. We have to take a look later because it works at the moment. So this is a bit strange, but we should have a look into that another time. And other than that, I think, yeah, it is a very limited application. This is a smaller one. Of course, if you upgrade your, I don't know, big e-commerce app, it might take a bit longer than just that. But let's say upgrade to Valibot 1. And we can even exclude this change here. No, not revert that, but we just want to stage these changes. Because not even the Nuxt config one, just the package JSON. And then we just have a little core cleanup here, chore cleanup, and then we're good to go. Okay, we can sync all of these, and yeah, that's just upgrading our application from Nuxt 3 to Nuxt 4, of course, with future version, so compatibility flags enabled, but that went pretty well. Let me know. I mean, I've heard from a lot of you throughout the years, like the half a year now, all the pain you had migrating before and all the good times you have from Nuxt 3 to Nuxt 4, but also maybe some issues. Let me know if you have any. Drop some questions, remarks, suggestions in the comments as usual. The code is open source and also linked in the description. Other than that, see you, well, around here in the other videos. And well, have a lovely time. See you all soon. Happy hacking.